Who saw that coming? As you can tell by the title, the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight is now being cancelled or postponed, just like the McGregor and Chandler fight. So let's talk about it. I'm a little bit late to this news, but guys, I've had a busy week. It was my birthday weekend. I've been hungover for like 3 days straight, 4 days. I still feel hungover, in fact. When you get into your mid-30s, it is no joke, guys. The hangovers last a lot longer. A little bit late, but better late than never. And I do have to talk about this because we've covered the fight build-up pretty significantly. And now the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight is being cancelled. For those that don't know, Mike Tyson had a medical emergency last week, as you can see by this video right here on the screen. A few people in the comments were laughing at me thumbnail saying that's Roy Jones Jr. Look, I know it's not Mike Tyson, but I just Googled Mike Tyson hospital and that came up and I thought it was a pretty funny picture, to be fair. Oh yeah, and big thanks for 120,000 subscribers as well. This year's been a little bit slow. The copyright strikes on the channel haven't helped that, but I appreciate all 120,000 of you. I just tell you, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you watch me content on a regular basis, consider giving me a subscribe and make sure that when you subscribe, you turn that notification bell on because we upload every single day. Okay, yeah, so brief recap. Mike Tyson, he was on a flight and he had a medical emergency happen and the flight attendants asked if there was a doctor on board and then the paramedics were called. Turns out Mike Tyson had an ulcer flare-up and I hospitalized him. And then a day later, Mike Tyson tweeted this: "Now feeling 100% even though I don't need to be to beat Jake Paul." So is Mike Tyson okay? I mean, yes, but he is 58. So most valuable promotions shared this statement. The upcoming highly anticipated boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will unfortunately be postponed during a follow-up consultation on Thursday with medical professionals on his recent ulcer flare-up. The recommendation is for Mike Tyson to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks and then return to full training with no limitations. Right, okay. Did I mention, or did anyone forget that Mike Tyson is 58? He's already got a bunch of limitations already, let alone having ulcer flare-ups. And don't click off this video just yet because I've got a strong opinion that I need to share with you about this fight, which we'll get into after this statement. Both Mike and Jake are in agreement that it's only fair to ensure that both athletes have equal time to prepare for this important match and are able to compete at the highest level. Jake Paul 28, Mike Tyson 58. The term highest level here is very subjective. The health and well-being of athletes is our top priority, and we fully support Mike in taking the necessary time to allow himself to perform at the level he expects of himself. Mike is expected to return to his full training schedule in the coming weeks and is eager to get back into the ring. The new date of the fight will be announced by next Friday, June the 7th, which is today actually, so this is perfect timing for this video. If you've already commented below, "Shaun, you're late to the party," ha ha ha, because this video is now about announcing the new date for the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. So, now Mike Tyson has also issued a statement. Let's get into that so I can talk about the damn fight. I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. I understand, Mike. I completely understand. And all of us do. None of us really want you to do this. I know some do, to see Jake Paul get sparked clean out, but no one wants to see Mike Tyson get hurt. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I've been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in overall better shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Now, this is funny. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. And then Jake Paul said this: "I fully support postponing the event so Mike Tyson has got no excuses come fight night." Well, Jake, you should have no excuses if you lose because Mike Tyson has got everything going against him in this fight and you've got everything going for you. My fans know I don't want to face Iron Mike at anything but his best. That's extremely ironic that he says that. I don't want to fight Mike Tyson at anything but his best, so let's actually postpone it until he's even older. And also, off an ulcer flare-up, he's clearly not in great health, but yeah, let's still have the fight anyway, Mike. Mike's quote-unquote best is long gone, but let there be no mistake, when he steps into the ring with me, I will be ready to claim my W with a sensational finish. Paul versus Tyson will be one for the ages. Oh my days, this is cringy, this is corny. I hate using the word cringe, but I am. Dead emoji ×3, palm face, palm face. Am I down with the kids yet? And I promise to bring my best for this once in a lifetime matchup. Absolute terrible trash talk. Now, first off, I am actually a fan of just cancelling the fight completely. I'm not really arsed about seeing this fight. Was I going to watch it? Yeah, because I've got Netflix anyway, so of course I'm going to watch it. And I've got a YouTube channel where I cover these type of weird, interesting fights, as well as the actual professional stuff. But who's asked about watching this? Mike Tyson is not in a good position. Ulcer flare-ups, sciatica. He can barely string a sentence together. Probably got a bit of CTE. Cancel the fight. Just cancel it. This just isn't a good month for fight news. We've got the McGregor and Chandler fight potentially being cancelled. You've now got this fight being postponed, but I just think this might fizzle out. I think there's going to now be even less hype for it. Usually when a fight is postponed, it can sometimes give more hype around the event because it's more time for people to build up the suspense around that fight. Think of the Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk fight. They were scheduled for February or March and then only just fought a few weeks ago. And I believe there was a lot more hype around that event because it got postponed. This fight though, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, it's a bit of a stinker. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see Mike Tyson come out there and absolutely spark Jake Paul out cold. And I do believe Mike is going to have some success. But my original prediction was that I think Jake Paul's going to win via boring decision. I think Jake is going to win more of the rounds. Is he going to do it in spectacular fashion? Most likely not. I do have some faith in Mike Tyson being able to get through this fight and have some decent moments and have good movement still. But he's going up against a kid in Jake Paul who's 27 and in his prime, and he's had a few fights and he's got millions of dollars. He's got a good team around him. And a lot of people disagree with me saying this, but look what's happened now. Mike Tyson has had this ulcer flare-up. He had to have the paramedics called. He wasn't even doing anything. He was sitting on a plane. At the end of the day, all respect to Mike. Big respect to him, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but Mike is verging on being an OAP, an old age pensioner. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Of course he's not. You know, you look at how he moves and all that. Like, no OAP is doing anything close to Mike. In fact, Mike is super athletic. My point is, though, he's 30 years older than Jake Paul, and he's got health problems. If this doesn't make you realize that the Mike Tyson who's going to get in there with Jake Paul is not going to be the Mike Tyson of old. No, it's going to be the Mike Tyson who is old. Jake Paul posted this video on his Twitter.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, like gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event.
Is it me, or does everything seem like an act? It almost seems like everything's scripted. I try not to hate on Jake Paul that much because I don't mind him as much as Logan Paul. Like, Logan is a bit of a div. But Jake, I try not to just join the crowd and just hate for the sake of hating. But him and his brother always have that air of inauthenticity surrounding them, the way they talk. Maybe that's all the time they spent acting for Disney when they were kids.
Undercard, opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy, I have so much respect for him, and
you can't really value Mike's health when you're having this fight in the first place. At the end of the day, it's a bit of a gimmick fight. We watched the press conference a few days back. I'll link it in the description or up here in the corner. A reporter in the crowd called Jake Paul out and said, "When are we going to see you no longer having any gimmicky fights?" Which is a legit question. And rather than Jake Paul answering directly, he had to basically divert the attention to the reporter essentially calling Mike Tyson a gimmick, which is not what the reporter was intending to do. He was not calling Mike Tyson a gimmick. But at the end of the day, when you're 27... and you're fighting another 50-year-old, and you're fighting retired boxers, retired MMA fighters, these are all kinds of gimmicky fights. And guys, I'll always try and be unbiased. When Jake Paul was fighting a couple professional boxers who were on a similar level and weren't too old, they were like mid-30s, late 30s, I was like, okay, well, you know, he's got to get a little bit of momentum going. Let's see where this goes. And then he has 2 fights against professional boxers and then does this again, goes back to the oldies.
I want Mike to be healthy, and he says he still is going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there. But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you've said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's going to change the world, and I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by, and the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
The universe makes no mistakes, guys. That means the universe is coming for Mike Tyson. The universe, the stars, the planets, the galaxy has got a vendetta against Mike Tyson for saying, "I fuck you till you love me, white boy." Mike Tyson was being racist at that press conference all those years ago, calling that guy a white boy. And now this is the universe's payback to Mike. And that brings us to the new date, the new poster. Jake Paul's tweeted this. He said, "New date, same place, same fate." Oh, he's got some rhymes as well. Also, if you want to hear some cool, awesome rhymes, go and check out my Spotify. Link in the description. Add some of my tunes to your workout playlist. But here you go. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It's now going down on Friday, November the 15th. And I actually don't think it's going to happen. Just think about it. Mike Tyson is now going to have in the back of his own mind that he could have another ulcer flare-up or some other health problems. Is Mike Tyson going to be able to train to his fullest extent? As I've said in the previous videos, we've only seen short little clips of Tyson training. We haven't seen anything prolonged yet. I don't know if Mike Tyson is trolling here. He might be. God bless you, Mike Tyson. You are an absolute legend. So a lot of this is speculation. We really don't know how Mike Tyson is feeling, but I just think it's a sign from the gods. Maybe Mike Tyson shouldn't go ahead with this fight. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And just in case you're new to my channel, I covered everything from like the professional MMA, professional boxing, the influencer stuff, street fights, and everything else in between. Eddie Hall, the former world's strongest man, has got a fight tonight, and I interviewed him the other day, and I'm a big lifetime fan of Eddie Hall, so it meant something being able to get that interview with Eddie. Absolute great guy. If you want to go and watch that, I'll put it up somewhere on the screen right now. And then big shout out to Eddie because he gave me exclusive footage, unseen, unreleased footage of Eddie Hall himself sparring with the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Tom Aspinall. You will not see this footage anywhere else on YouTube. Those two videos will be in the description or on the screen right now. Like this video. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.